So let us we start our journey for green building principle. So here many things he has covered what to do on virtual platform. So now after 15 minutes I take water. So pardon me for that situation. So it will be happen 3 times during the webinar. So at 11:11 and I will try to complete 12:12. So our journey from morning to afternoon. Let us we travel together for green building. So today I am going to cover introduction, building, definition as per National Building Code, GCDCR. We are very familiar with this word. And then I introduce building, how it's green, and that is the fundamental of green. Then we focus on building principle, and that is engineering principle and architect principle. And then we focus on building principle, that is green principle. And then the heart of topic, green building principle manthan. So how we have derived this word? What is manthan? So that will I introduce. And once we have done this thing, there is some rating system that we have to digest. How people are in the field, they rating us of our performance. And our performance means building performance. And last, we want software details and references. So Manthan. So Manthan is we know that it is a Samudra Manthan. So here the subject is a very vast and the quantity wise is a Samudra. And we have to deal with this subject, and in management word it is known as a brainstorm, churning of something. We shake our existing knowledge and you feel that you are in a room. So please be with me, and it is a considered as a group discussion to produce ideas or solve the problem. So during Manthan, we think about and try to come up with solution to a problem. So here we will do non-judgmentable explosion of ideas, concept, policies, decision, and strategy. So in Manthan, when we start our research journey, so first word we come across that is sustainable. Then some people they say no, we want another word and that is environment friendly. Some people say holistic, then integrated, comprehensive, and nowadays we have a good word for smart city. So my planning should be smart. And at the end, we are looking for green. And everybody loves green because we have a lockdown 1, 2, 3, 4. If we want to come out from this situation, our Surat should be in green zone. Then we enjoy our life. But now it is a new normal. We have to face it and we accept these challenges. Now for Samudra Manthan or brainstorming activity, the first step is sharing. So today I share my journey for green path. So here green path is green walk, or when we do bicycling, so it is known as a green because here is a energy efficient. And we love that our city should be walkable city or it should be green walkable. So now I have started my journey and I'm looking backward and I see that I had filled up for civil engineering. That is the day of my journey. Then I opt job as a faculty in SUNIT. That is the day of my journey. Then I involve in building planning subject. And then I enroll in NBC, Indian Building Congress. So that is my day of journey. So I have no point where I have started, but now I love to share, to work upon green building. Now, in this, the building planning principle, it is more of focus how to arrange all the component or subcomponent of building. And we all love to arrange in systematic manner, meaningful and homogeneous. And it should be matched with functional purpose. So that is the overall background of principle. Now, when we start the building, we look the definition of building. And the definition of building in Indian context, we have to refer National Building Code. And we are familiar with this code. As a civil engineer, it is a Gita for us. So here, any structure for whatsoever purpose and whatsoever the material. So here they canvassing, you can use any material, and any materials means generally we prefer locally available material. So here we use local resources, and we develop a building which is human habitation. So here there is another project come in picture, that is housing for all. So in housing for all, they have they have added something in the definition. So they have adopted National Building Code definition as it is, and they added that WC should be there, because government has one project, every house should have WC facility. So when we provide WC, we have to provide water and we have to drain the water. Then government has focused on electricity. Then they have focused that your building should be approachable. So road is required. So when we deal with housing for all, so our building should be complete with WC, electricity, and approach of road. Now we refer General Comprehensive Development Control Regulation, and that is in Gujarat. So it is Gujarat Comprehensive Development Control Regulation, in which they have mentioned that minimum area is 18 square meter and no side less than 3 meter, means minimum plot size. If we want to construct a building, we require 3 meter by 6 meter plot, and we have to digest the different type of area: built up area, plinth area, floor area, wall area, and carpet area. We have so much confusion on this, but RERA has clarified what is carpet area. Again, when we deal with this topic, we have to familiar with technical terms, rules, regulation, building bylaws, law, act. So these are the keywords to digest our development control regulation. And nowadays, we face two more terms, that is unauthorized construction and illegal construction. So our building location is very much important. So with respect to GCDCR, the whole city is divided in four segments: core wall city, Gamtal, Gamtal extension, and other than Gamtal. So depending upon our location of our building, we have to follow the local building bylaws. Now, what is green building? So green building definition is given by US EPA, a structure and application of process that are environmentally responsible and resource efficient throughout the building life cycle. So here they are talking about life cycle. So when we start our process of building, so it is start from planning, design, construction, operation, maintenance, renovation, and demolition. So here each and every stage they have covered in green process. Then World Green Building Congress, they have focused on negative impact and positive impact on the building. And they said that green building pursue precious natural resources and improve our quality of life. So at the end, we have to think all the process component and we have to derive our quality of life. Now, yesterday we have seen that it's a biodiversity day. And here we have to think about ecosystem and our biodiversity. So ecosystem is a large community of living organization, including plants, animals, and microbes in a particular area. So here ecosystem is divided in four segments: coral ecosystem, desert ecosystem, forest ecosystem, and human. It supports different food chain and it supports our life. And biodiversity is a shortened form of two words, biological and diversity. So here it is again classified in three segments: species, diversity, genetic diversity, ecosystem. The importance of this is a natural sustainable for all of us. And 22nd May is a World Biodiversity Day. So through this day, we create to promote and raise global awareness. Now, if you see the Indian scenario, 45,000 species of the plants and 91,000 species of animals. So by day, we are missing or we are losing some species. And dinosaur is the best example. So during this lockdown period, black rhino is killed. Six number, we lost black rhino in South Africa. It's a big loss for us. Then deforestation, we have to think. The forests are lungs of the earth. And on planet at present, we have 31% planet cover. If you see the screen in 1983, it is 74 coverage. In 2000, 58%. And 2005, 50%. Slowly, it is a decreasing. And in India, we a present forest cover is only 20.55 percentage and required is 33 percentage. Gap is 12.45. So to increase this green cover, at least we have to work 1.36 percentage per year. Now we will focus on pollution. Pollution is based on negative impacts. The several major types of pollution are listed, but here today we are focusing on five. It is something introduced into the environment that is dirty, unclean, or has a harmless effect. So pollution damage the quality of air, water, and land. So here on the screen, it is discussed cause and effect. So let us we think about air pollution. So due to the industry, due to the automobilization, the it, it affect the air quality, and the effect is asthma and lung disease. Likewise, water pollution, noise pollution, land pollution, and radioactive pollution. Now, in Indian context, so our population is 137 crore in 2019. That is UN data. So what is the cause of overpopulation? So that is the poverty and illiteracy. And third, we have observed that illegal migration is also the one of the cause. Now the effect of this overpopulation is unemployment, decreased production, increase the cost, unequitable income distribution. And last, I will cover the waste disposal. At present, we collect 75 to 80% waste collection and only 20 to 28% waste treated. And if we see the waste of land through this waste disposal, 1240 hectares per year. And if we see the potential, we can generate the electricity from biogas, and we can that is composed annually to support agriculture. Now looking to the scenario of waste disposal, and we compare with the Delhi situation, the height of disposal landfill site is just we can compare with the Qutub Minar, and now the difference is only 8 meters. Now looking to this pollution, then waste disposable, so here the many people they think that they have to work on this. So that's why conference of parties are made, and they have the first meeting in 1995 in Berlin. Then continuously they meet, and then they finalize in 21st Paris meeting, and it is known as a conference of parties, and the short form is COP. So here urban planner consider common open plot. So here it is not a common open plot, but it's a conference of parties. And they have think about all this problem on planet. And this problem, major problem is global warming. And and they found that why global warming happens. And global warming is means surface temperature changes by climate changes. Other changes caused by increased CO2 in the atmosphere. And the average temperature of Earth's surface today are about 1 Celsius, that is 1.8 Fahrenheit, higher than before the Industrial Revolution. Industrial Revolution started around 1750. So they met 20 times from 1995 to 2015. So they have taken 20 years on this discussion. Now you see the journey of this entire problem and the manthan on this problem. And they, out of 197, 181 parties, they have ratified that this is the problem and we have to work upon. And they make the aim that 2 degrees Celsius temperature limit for next century. And they have said that we will put effort 1.5 degrees Celsius temperature control measure. And when we talk about global warming, as a city planner, as a town planner, we should think about the heat island. So heat island is a local phenomena at city level. It is due to growth, ground coverage, and our lifestyle. Normal temperature of city go up higher than those of the surrounding area. And third technical term is known as a hot spot. So hotspot is a local phenomena where industry number of industries higher. So then they identify in Paris Agreement that one should work upon 17 components of the global goals for sustainable development. So here the goal 11 is sustainable city and communities. And there are so many goals, and that is 17, and that it is clubbed by this figure. So goal number 8 and 1, 7 and 2, 8 and 4, 9 and 5. So here through 9 column, it is appear that every problem one can solve through green building. So that is the importance of green building. And that's why the today's topic or my research is on green building started. Now, when we talk about the green building, so the evolution tool measures environmental performance of a building through its life cycle. So the journey of green building is planning, design, construction, operation, maintenance, and retrofitting. So here we have to address all the components, then we can address the green building up to life cycle. So there are so many countries, they are accepting this green building concept, and they want to address green building, that is the global warming or any problems that can be solved by green building system. So let us we go ahead and we compare what is the difference between green building and conventional building. So both building in appearance they like same. we can use both the building same, but the difference is conserve natural resource, concern for human comfort and indoor environment, and operational saving. So green building simply have a competitive edge in terms of cost, effectiveness, marketability, and overall of maintenance efficiency. Through green building, one can achieve a range of global goals such as addressing climate change, create sustainability, and thriving communities and driving economic growth. So these are the benefit through green building. And in previous slide, we have seen that the global goals are classified in 17 categories. So one can achieve all these goals through green building concept. Now, when we look upon and when we compare the conventional building and green building, so those who are familiar with this SVNIT, so you can guess this is the building in SVNIT campus, and it is the building is library building. So through green building concept, we can save energy 30 to 50% and water saving 20 to 30%. So it's a big saving. And the total weightage of energy and water efficiency is 50% in green building. Now we see the another example of Chennai. So environmental benefit we will get, and that is known as an intangible benefit. So here, reduce impact on environment, then heat and safety benefit, enhance occupants' comfort, and at the end, we improve the productivity of occupant. So that is the major benefit. And ultimately, it is linked with lifestyle or life quality of occupant. Now, and we will focus on building principle, and we faculty we familiar with engineering principle. So today I am not going to talk on engineering principle of building planning. I have due respect of all the principle because they are the part of our planning aspect, prospect, privacy, external privacy, internal privacy, grouping, roominess, sanitation, flexibility, communication, and practical consideration. I have due respect of all these engineering principle because they are very much help us to arrange all the building components, or we can call as a building segment. So we can arrange our drawing room, bedroom, kitchen, veranda, backyard, staircase, WC, bathroom, storeroom, puja room by using this principle. Now next one, if we want to utilize this principle, we have to think about the orientation. So aspect diagram and sun diagram. So this is the very much important one should learn for orientation of the building. So now just you see the aspect diagram, and then we think about the sunrise and sunset. So if you see the sunrise and sunset exactly in the east only 2 days of the 365 days. So that is known as the equinox, and that is 21st March and 23rd September. So equinox means we have equal day and equal night. Then we have to think about the largest day. So largest day is a June 21. It is known as the summer solstice, and shortest day it is known as a winter solstice, and that is 21st December. And if you learn how to go ahead with this, one should know the solar eclipse. And now the next solar eclipse occur will occur on 21st June 2020. And we realize how to use this solar path. Now next one is building principle architect. So architect building principle, we are very much familiar. that is composition, scale, proportion, rhythm, transparency, articulation, expression. So here in Surat, our Surat Municipal Corporation building is a best combination of mass composition and harmony, uniformity. And second one is a railway station. And third one is TNTV school. So they are the part of our Surat history. And we looking about the modern era. So there are two buildings and they are the part of our skyline. Once any building, they are the part of our skyline, it means they have their own importance. So one should visit all those buildings and we have to think about all these architecture principle. And this principle is very much useful for aesthetic elevation or beautification or to make our building iconic in Surat or our city. Now we will start our journey ahead with green building principle. So here the green principle derived in 7 segments. So 5 principles, they focus on 5 elements and we are familiar with 5 elements. Prithvi, that is space, Agni, all the energy, then Akash means daylight, Vayu is related with air, water. So these 5 elements, we have 5 segments of building principle and they have added 2 more because first one, when we are doing the design, doing the planning, so that is considered as a first segment of green building principle. And at the end, they have kept innovation and development. So 5 plus 2, so it is 7. So it is known as the 7 wonders, or we can relate with the rainbow. So today we are going to discuss in depth all 7 planning principles. So let us we start with the site selection and consideration. So we engineers, we know that how to select the site. Sometimes it is a compulsion that we have to work upon the given site. So here in green building and planning principle, all these parameters we have to focus. So local building regulation that we have to follow, soil erosion control, basic amenity, proximity to public transport, low emitting vehicle, natural topography that we have to preserve. Again, we have to think about the vegetation, then transportation, preservation of existing plant. Then we have to think about heat island reduction on roof, outer light pollution reduction, universal design, basic facility, and green building guideline. So if we consider this, then we have justified the site selection and consideration. Now, second principle is sustainable architect planning and design. So when we plan our building or our space or our campus, so there are so many players they involve: architect, engineer, energy modular, facility manager, general contractor, green building consultant. So this is the leads given on the screen. So nowadays they create virtual meeting room and everyone they give their input in the software and it is observed by any team member. So here maximum focus to preserve topography, water body, existing tree and natural rock. So while planning, architect they consider climate responsive planning, positive cooling with heat heating technology. So now I love to discuss two building of SUNIT campus and it is a part of our research. And in SUNIT we have identified 8 buildings and now our research is going on with MMUT Gorakhpur. So Madan Mohan Malaviya University of Gorakhpur. So we have considered two buildings of Gorakhpur that is Uttar Pradesh. Now, if you are familiar with the civil engineering department, it is appear that it's facing towards east. So longer axis is parallel to east-west, but in actual, it is a 20-degree tilt towards northern side. And second building is a perpendicular to civil engineering department, that is ADM, administrative building. So administrative building, it is appear that it's facing the longer axis is parallel to north and south, but it is 18-degree tilt towards west. So both buildings have a different kind of orientation. And here we have to think this solar path. So if we consider the orientation parameters, sun path parameters, then we can plan our building climate responsive. So now in next slide, we will see that how this solar path affect on the building. And if we consider our solar path, we can design our envelope and fenestration. So sun path is very much important. And looking to the sun path, looking to the climatic parameter, we can choose the building material, we can choose the size of windows, area of windows with respect to wall and with respect to floor area. Now, third principle is water efficiency. And we know 2.5% fresh water is available on this earth. So fresh water on this earth, and the surface water is only 0.4%, and we consume water in domestic purpose, landscaping purpose, and AC. So it is mandatory requirement of green building criteria that we have to conserve at least 1 day rainfall or 3% to 9% of peak rainfall. So here, if the scarcity of water, we have to optimize the wastewater also. And there are many treatment available, and it is known as a wastewater treatment through living plant. So here, if we treat water through living plant, so it's energy efficient, and the water which is available that we can use for horticulture. There are two school of thoughts, and people they say, please mute. Hello, please. So here we have to think about it.
કોઈનું નથી ચાલતું, નેટ પણ નથી ચાલતું.
Hello, please bear with the local situation. We will provide you PPT and we will provide you the recording. Okay. So there are many people, they say that metering is a costly affair. Meter will not work in certain water quality. So, but as a research, we have to measure the flow, pressure, quantity, and quality. If we measure it, we can analyze with scientific data, with statistics approach, we can improve any process. And here, the wastewater we have treated, and we found that in uh, the the water in it is observed that it is we can use in direct agriculture, and we can harvest the water through different type of uh, at present we have a different many mechanism, and in Gujarat nearby farm it is known as a khet talawdi. So local water is very much important for agriculture. Now we think about the different type of water, and in our research we have observed that bore water, bottled water, and bottled waters are not a mineral water. So if you see the wrapper, have written that it's a packed drinking water. So it is just packed water. It's not a mineral water. And nowadays, so many companies they canvassing for alkaline water. But best is we have to detox water and we have to drink because it's a costly affair. If you see the Kohli, the water bottle is 1.5 liter and its approximate cost is 500 rupees. So my one of my friends said that it is a cost of 8 liter petrol. So, but it is not affordable for us. And when I have observed through Google, so I come across a Amrut on the planet. and that name is Acqua di Cristallo Tributo a Modigliani. So this water bottle is 60,000 US dollar for 750 milliliter. And if we convert in Indian rupees, is a 40 lakh for 750 ml. So it's a too much costly, and it is a sake for your information. And if we want to drink water, its pH value should be 6.5 to 8.5. Now, how one can save the water? We can save the water by changing in fixtures. So there are two type of building. One is existing building and one is a new building. So for new building, the planning of plumbing is very much important. So here for old building, we can change the fixtures and we can save the water. So second picture is aeration. Third one is push cock. So through which we can save too much water. Then WC. So there are different type of WC tank. So full flush it use 6 liter, and for half flush it use 3 liter. So we have to change our flush tank depending upon our daily use. So through half flush we can save 50% of water. And another figure in this screen, the tank with wash basin. So the water, same water we can use for flush. One can save water during bath. So if we go for bucket bath, it is used 20 to 40 liters. But if we take shower, we can save 50% of water. And there is, we can achieve circular economy through water management. So now the another principle is landscaping. So in landscaping, the mandatory requirement that at least 10 to 50% area should be green space around the building. And there are different type of plant, that is native plant, drought tolerance plant, adaptive species, and exotic tree. So here we have to think about what is the native plant. Native plant has occurred naturally in a particular region, ecosystem, or habitat without human introduction. So this native plant provides shelter and food to wildlife, and it's not require too much fertilizer or water, and it's purify air. So this is the best use of native plant. So in green building concept, they always canvassing that you go for native plant. So we never entertain exotic tree in our region because it is not acceptable by the wildlife. Now, again, water and landscaping is a management of irrigation system. Sprinkler use maximum water. That's why we have to use drip irrigation because water is required to root level. And nowadays we can use moisture sensor and we can do a best irrigation system. Now the fourth parameter is energy efficient. Now you see our Earth, Mother Planet in 1984 to 1894. So the figure is acceptable for us. But now you see the 2005 to 2014 scenario, and that is nothing but global warming. Now we will find out the breakup, the energy used in the building. So for ventilation purpose, 5%, miscellaneous equipment, 16%, air light, 22%, and maximum use of air condition, that is 57%. So now slowly, we are switching from fan to AC, and that is the consumption of energy in our building. Now, what is the approach? How one can save the energy? How I can make my building energy efficient? So first we have learned that we should orient our building in such a way that we can get all the benefit. Then we have to focus on envelope. So when we talk about the envelope, the building is classified in three segments. So naturally ventilated, semi-AC, and fully AC. So when we talk about the fully AC building, our envelope is so good, is And in envelope, we have to think about the different component: wall, glazing, fenestration, shading, skylight, and roof. So from here, we gain the heat, and wall gain heat 3%. Through glazing, we get 55%. So that is the highest contribution of glaze. Then internal gain for light, people, and computers 26%. And from roof, we get 16%. And we have to digest, there are three terms: radiation, conduction, and convection. So these three terms we have to digest properly, and then we can focus on equipment system, control through BMS system, and commissioning of our different system to approach or to maintain our energy efficiency. Now we focus on the envelope. So what is the envelope? Envelope is the outer screen of building. So that is the wall, then topmost is roof, and all door and window which is facing outside. So we have to check the wall area and window area. So that is known as a window wall area ratio. Then we have to check window and floor area ratio. So we have to optimize. Nowadays, people want maximum glass on the building. So we have to use judicially all these glasses, because sometimes it affect our building. So when we have to use high performance glass or glazing, and we have to check the specification: low U value, low shading coefficient, high ULT, means visual light transmission, that we have to check, and then we can use the glass. Then this is the figure where we can find out the absorption of solar radiation through window frame, then direct transmission, then transmission through glass, and at the end, we have to check what is the heat gain. Then we have to check how much one can save through envelope. So here there are different parameters we can check: orientation, ACC wall, brick wall, high albedo roofing material, roof garden, and there are so many options is given on the screen. So if we utilize, we can save 20% minimum, and we can save 36% of energy. So nowadays, the building management system is very much useful to control all this system. So through this, we can control our fire system, our plumbing system, then we can control all the lighting, we can control our AC, and the whole building we can treat it as a smart building. And through this technology, we can optimize the use of energy. Now, energy efficient through lighting. So nowadays, for green building, when we plan our lighting purpose, we have to think about daylight factor. And when we use daylight factor for every room, we can divide the segment. And for each segment, we have to plan our lighting. So the lighting fixtures is placed depending upon the activity of the room. So sometimes we have to fix the fixture on wall, sometimes we can fix the fixture on ceiling, and sometimes we have to kept on decks. Then the type of fixture is a very much important. You just see the figure: direct light, indirect light, semi-direct light. So we can use proper fixtures and we get the maximum advantage. At present, we have done automation in civil engineering department, the passage light, and our research work is going on how one can save through automation. So during no use of passage, we have 20% light in the passage, and any person is moving, so it's give you 100%. So through this, we can minimize the consumption of our light, and at the end, we can save through planning, through fixtures, through automation, but some energy we require, and that we can produce through solar. So this is the planning approach to make our building energy efficient. Then we look about the AC consumption. In 2016, 263 lakhs AC in Indian scenario. In 2019, 305 lakhs AC. So it is observed that 15% number of AC increase per year, and 2050 our figure may reach 100 crores. Now we will see the different scenario of building. So the first one is the person on bike. So they themselves find out to make cool themselves. And now you see the elevation of different building. Now all the elevation is covered by AC machine. So let us we consider AC 1 ton energy consumption, and it's a 8 hours per day. So we require huge energy for to run the AC. Then fifth principle is building material and resources. So when we choose our building, it should be green. So green certified building material one can use. And we have to think about the waste, and handling of waste material during construction is very much important. Then segregation of waste, and we have to manage the organic waste management through post occupancy. Then sixth principle of green building is indoor environment quality. So through indoor environment quality, we can achieve comfort, performance, and well-being of occupants. If the air quality is poor, then its effect on our health, our dry eyes, dry throats, headache, dry skin. So these are the problems occur due to bad air. So when we have good air quality, so we can increase the productivity of occupant by 5 to 15%. So now people are working upon this. In our research, we have found that we have to maintain the oxygen level and indoor environmental quality. Next is I have visited Delhi, and here architect Kamal Mittal and Varun Agrawal, they have worked upon how to grow the fresh air. And they said that the three plant, areca plant, mother in tow, lung plant, and money plant. So these three plants is very much useful to produce the oxygen. And the advantage of this plant is low light required. Then they produce the oxygen and minimum maintenance. And they said that three number of each plant per room per person is required. So if in our bedroom there are two-person, so 3 plus 3 means 6 areca plant is required, 6 mother in low tongue plant is required, and 6 money plant is required. And judicially we have to keep in the room so we can get oxygen. And in SVNIT, fifth floor, my office is there. Now we are going to maintain this ratio, and we will check the oxygen level of each one, and then we link with productivity of occupant. So last principle is innovation and development. So in green building concept, all the innovations are most welcome. We have to find out energy efficient treatment and how to use waste. So here, these are the two best example. So all the innovations are welcome for green building planning. Now, these are the end of 7 green building principle. Now, who will monitor this? How we can do this? So there are government organization, industry, corporate sector, private sector, academic and entrepreneur. And the whole team is based on 3P theory. So 3P means people, planet, and profit. So people to come together for planet, and they can profits means we have to save energy through we can get the profit. So now to check the building performance, government has given the baseline. So National Building Code, Energy Conservation Building Code, Renewable Energy Certification, MOEF guideline, Uniform Building Code of India, Central Government Water Board guideline, and CPCB guideline. So these are the baseline. So when we do planning, we have to check our building should match with the baseline. So now there are different players in the market. They accredit or they rating our buildings. So first one is LEED. So LEED is a leadership in energy and environmental design, and it is founded in 1993. And they have a three major rating system. But today I'm talking about residential, multi-family, and that is known as a LEED version 4.1. So on this screen, they have the version is given, and when we accredit it, it is in platinum, gold, silver, and certified. So depending upon the points we achieve, we get the certification. Second player in the market is Griha, and we are familiar with Griha. Griha is a green rating for integrated habitat assessment. So Griha certified professional exam is required. Then we can do practice for Griha rating. So on your left hand side, Griha manual is there. And when we uh, apply for Griha rating, and depending upon point achieved, it is a star rating. So if we achieve 90 plus, then we can get the 5-star rating. And as per the government requirement and as a SVNIT, we have to follow Griha guideline. So when we have constructed our library building, and during planning process, the first is the location of building, and that is optimized through this rating system. Then the second figure, we have identified how much space we can provide for green and how much one for built up area. So that is through second figure, we have optimized the built up area. Then we have utilized orientation of the building, and then we have considered the sun path. And all this we have done through software. And orientation, ultimately at the end, we have found that square shape, the building form square is good enough, and it gives the optimum performance. Now you see the different layer, means different floor planning, and it is a so nicely planned and designed. And I invite you to visit our library building, and it is a 3-star rating, and is a and existing pictures I have placed on the screen. Now then, another player, that is Indian Green Building Congress. So if you want to do rating practice, again, IGBC accredited professional exam is required. And here I have shown only one booklet, but they have 24 different rating systems. And if we achieve minimum 40%, then it's a certified best practice of green, then silver, gold, and platinum. And this is the IGBC contribution in green building. So now they have the first building at Hyderabad, and that is Godrej building. And 2001, it is the first building of the India that is accredited by, or it is called as a star rating by BEE, that is Ministry of Power, Government of India. At present, in 2020, the building is totally energy efficient, means net zero building. So today they have covered with solar panel, and the total, and it is a call as a, the planning is called as a space shuttle. So whatever we want, that we have to develop from our own, and that is real known as a Atmanirbhar. So we don't want power from outside. So we generate our power for our building, and it is also known as a grid-free building. Now, in 2001, 20,000 square feet is enrolled for green rating. and in 2020, 5,818 green projects are enrolled for rating and they are accredited. At present, 7.1 billion square feet is a green space through IGBC. Now, the another player, and that is CPWD. Now, CPWD has a guideline and they have three publication, and we can plan as a government organization through this referring these three booklet. And if we achieve 55 marks, so we can rating is given as a green, then green plus and super green. And nowadays it is a compulsory for the CPWD, means Central Public Work Department. They have to mandatory follow these guidelines, and it is rated by CPWD only. Then one more guideline is ASSOCHAM. ASSOCHAM is Associate Chamber of Commerce and Industry of India, and they have the GEM. GEM means Green and Eco-Friendly Movement. And if we appear for examination of GEM accredited professional, we can do rating for ASSOCHAM, and they have given the GEM 1 to 5. If we achieve 105 plus point, so we can accredit GEM 5. And the booklet is given on the screen that one should refer and one can plan the green building. Then at the end, we require which software one can use. So here, whole building performance software I can suggest. And why I suggest? Because it is suggested by ECBC, Energy Conservation Building Code. So here you refer on my left hand side. So I said that first you go for Equest. Equest is a free version available on Google portal. And if you want to purchase, then you go for IESVE, Integrated Environmental Solution. So this you can get as per academic uh, offer. So these two are best one can use for simulation of entire building. So here is a 12. So I think 1 hour I have taken. So I want to thank you, Civil Engineering Department, Dr. S.S. Gandhi Government Engineering College. Special thanks to Darshan, and due to Darshan, it's my journey for green I have shared with you. And student chapter GEC, the Institute of Engineers, IEI. So I am again thankful to my production team. So here my production team, I take the opportunity to thank you, my son Pawan. So all PPT from last 1 week, we are working on this. And at the end, I want to thank my wife. He has so nicely supported. So I get maximum time to learn, to read, and to connect with you. And my thanks to all participants. They are on the virtual meeting room. And due to this participation, it is possible. So now I invite you to walk with me on green path, because ultimately we have to work for our mother planet. Thank you all. And a question answer we share at the end. But before that, I want to share one slide. So here on this slide, I have given my detail. So I am Dr. Krupesh Chauhan, professor in Civil Engineering Department, section head of urban planning, my mobile number and my email address. So if you want this PPT, kindly request me on WhatsApp or email. I will provide you all material. So I invite you to join with me in Green Mission. So I am associated with Unnat Bharat Mission, but I said that we go for this also. And we make our campus green, we make our city green. Green means free from COVID-19. So now I request Darshan for questions and their sharing.
Yes, sir. Sir, one question is that
Uh-huh.
what is stake effect?
What is?
Stake effect. Stake.
I'm not getting your
So stake effect. Stake. STAKE effect.
stake effect. Uh-huh. So there is a lot of research is done on this, and at present, if we consider in Surat, so there are 72 buildings, and if you visit and if you refer the data, then real effect we can address. Okay.
How to check the oxygen level in building?
Oh, so there are meters, and when we visit our doctors, they plug one equipment in our finger. So this through this we can find out the oxygen level, and there are different meters available, and it is suggested by Government of India that this sensor and this equipment through which one can measure the oxygen level. So I invite you to visit my office. I have all this equipment, and we have measured three buildings: civil engineering department building, ADM building, and library building. All the occupant their oxygen level, and how to increase the oxygen level. And the best part is to increase through indoor plant. So if you want to see, you are always welcome to my office. I will show you the equipment.
What kind of recent research, small project, topic or area we can give to student with limited sources?
Okay, okay. So at present, I am working with TAPI Diploma Engineering College, and we are checking the performance of building. So here we have plan, and that plan we kept in our software, and we can check the daylight factor. Then we check the window wall ratio. Then we can check window and floor ratio. Then we check the passive ventilation. Then we check different type of lighting fixtures and which we can modify. And then we can check the usage of water, wastage of water, and the water we collect, and that we can treat, and that we can use for our uh, agriculture purpose. So with very limited resource, one can work for at least one semester in final year project. And once again, I invite you. I will render my service free of cost, because NIT, for academic purpose, all the faculty member, they are eager to help the surrounding. So all the Surat and Gujarat Engineering College, they are the part of our network. So we can work together, and I will provide you all the reading material. I will guide you. We will discuss, and we can go for 1 day workshop, 2 day workshop, and we can teach you how to use software. So, and in Surat, we can visit 72 buildings are green rating. So we visit one building, and there are people, they allow us to visit their building. And best part, you visit our SVNIT library building, because it is accredited 3-star with Gruha, and IGBC accredited our buildings available. And if you contact me, I will give you all the facility to visit all the green building of Surat. And we have good association with local chapter. I am the chairman of student chapter SUNIT. So we will work together, and we can uh, uh, we can work for awareness in our student community.
What are the potential opportunities in manufacturing of sustainable construction materials?
So best part is fly ash brick, then AAC block. So these are the best opportunity. Nowadays, fly is not available. So we have visited uh, the flies manufacturer, and best fly in nearby our area, Ukai thermal plant, and one is nearby Tadkeshwar, and that is Mangalore thermal plant. So their fly ash one can use. Even in SR, the sludge that we can use. And there is one architect people, Miss faculty member, they are involved in how to use waste material. And you see nearby SVNIT, the lion. The lion is made from waste. And there are so many sculpture, murals, they are made from waste. And many architects, many artists, they visit our Shaniwari Bazaar or nowadays is Raviwari Bazaar, and they collect some waste material and they convert in uh, beautiful use. Even you visit my office, I have used whatever old one is available in SVNIT. So I have converted old bench in the rack. I have converted all the different type of stool and we have converted in the computer table. And you love to visit, miss you will surprise that through all these things we have beautified our planning studio as well as my office. And our director sir is so much happy that in last year 2019 it is declared as a best office of SVNIT, and I awarded for that. So we can do anything. So sky is the limit.
Is there any opportunity to work on Green Road as a final year student? My team is doing one final year project on Green Road to reduce the heat islands.
Okay. So heat island is our phenomena, and the best uh, example is our land coverage. And I think we can work on this. So we can use different type of material, and IGBC local chapter, we have some innovation and we have the different case study of India. So that we can use in campus first. And we request our SMC that at least for pilot project, we can go for different type of uh, top surface of the road. At least nowadays, our SMC, they are making and they are helping us to do the research work. So sure, we can do that, and at least we can go for institute campus first. We can request our Miss the township of ONGC, SR, CRIPCO, at least pilot project we can do, and then we can suggest at higher scale. So we can do. You are welcome.
How can we use plastic waste in construction?
Oh, there is a very good question. At present, CII, so they are industry people, they have the Green Pro material, and I will share you how they can use this plastic as a different ingredient. And this plastic, uh, so I will share you all the details. Is again uh, 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 just now 1 hour webinar was given by IGBC chapter at national level, and they have found best use of waste plastic. And I will share you all this material.
Suggest some internship topic for diploma students on green building.
Okay, okay. So uh, we can find out. So there are so many topic, and we can find out 7 segment or 7 principle. So let us we start with intensive. So we can check the performance of one building. That is one. Second, whatever we are generating waste, how one can use in our campus. So that is second. Third, the outer lighting of the road, passage lighting. So how we can use the uh, that is the automation. And I will give you one address of Chatur Light. So they always support and they provide the fixtures you can keep these pictures in your any one of the building and you measure the light consumption. And second one is we can identify the number of tree and what is the oxygen demand that we can find out in summer training. So you just count the number of tree, then shape and size of tree, and then we have some data and we can find out so what is the role of tree in our campus. And we have the population of our campus. So we can find out the relation between oxygen demand and carbon. So that is the best part one can do within a 1 month and without any spending any single rupee. Only main hours is required and we complete our uh, intensive.
How building rating system works?
Huh. So because if you want to apply for lead, IGBC, GREHA, CPWD, so if you refer the rating system technique, how they have the different stage, so we can found that so they have divided in two terms, that is green building, greenfield project and brownfield project. So if we do new planning, so we consider all these parameter and we can make our building efficient. And for brownfield project, we can change something. At present in civil engineering department, we are going to change because it is a around about 60 years old building. So while we changing this, we have to, if we follow the green guidelines, so we can make our building good or performance, we can increase our performance. Ultimately, we want to save energy, we want to save water, and it's a matter with the cost. Okay.
Which software used at SVNIT for overall performance?
Huh. So I said that we have IES software, Integrated Environmental Solution. We have purchased this software and it is given at institute rate. So it is a very good software and they when we get the software, they provide 3 days free training. So if you want to learn this software, I will request the agency, they will impart training at SUNIT. So you are invited in vacation period and we will do the training for 3 days. Already we done the workshop or training workshop for to learn this software, IES. And if you want to learn Equest, we have people, they will render their service and they can teach us within a 5 days short-term training. So you plan and I will provide you resource person and with a minimum, means no profit, no cost basis, they will come at Surat and they can teach us. So introduction part I will cover, but still we require some expert to learn the field experience and uh, we can get it at Surat after lockdown 4 or whenever we get good time. But it's a job of 3 to 5 days. We can learn easily.
We have used one material and we have tried on the 150 by 150 by 150 cube and it is showing 2.5 degree reduction on cube. So can we use same on road?
Again, when we any material when we use that in road, again we have to check the different criteria. And one is so because we require riding surface and uh, at truckload in Surat, the minimum truck axle load is 6 ton. So then the impact of this axle that we have to check. And if our block is good enough in strength, because we have the cement block and there are two type of block. So one is for pedestrian traffic and one is for vehicular traffic. So if our block is matched with that strength, one can definitely use those material.
How
Next.
can how can we calculate CO2 of different devices?
Okay, okay. So I think for this, our environmental section, Dr. K.D. Yadav and Namrata bin Jariwala and Kishan sir. So they are working upon this. So I request you to contact Namrata bin and Dr. Christian. So they are the authority in air. And we have very good software, equipment, laboratory. So you are invited at SUNIT.
So almost all the questions are covered. Still,
Uh-huh.
anyone have any kind of question, so they can unmute themselves and tell your doubt or question. So anyone?
Hello.
Yes.
हाँ बोलिए. Yes.
My name is Prashant and I'm from GEC Surat.
Uh-huh.
Sir, I want to discuss my material with you personally. So, can we talk or I am मैंने यही क्वेश्चन पूछा था कि हमने ये एक मटेरियल देखा था रिसर्च पेपर में और वही हमने ट्राई किया था क्यूब के ऊपर तो हमको
हम्म,
पिछले सेम 7 में हमें वो अच्छे रिजल्ट दिखा रहा है ठीक है
हम्म,
2.5 डिग्री जितना हमें रिडक्शन दिखा रहा है तो मुझे और इसमें आज आगे रिसर्च करना है कि क्या हम रोड के ऊपर भी ऐसा ही सेम टू सेम कर सकते हैं कि नहीं तो बहुत सारे हीट आइलैंड्स हमारे रिड्यूस हो सकते हैं सिटी के अंदर
हम्म. So I accept your invitation and you are most welcome to discuss in depth and we will check all the possibility with our open-minded and we will work upon this. And I will share you something because many people are working on this. So I will give you the contact numbers and resource person name, address, and we explore all this possibility. You are most welcome. And I love to work upon, I love to work with you because it's a green, so I always eager to work upon. Please.
Please share the details for road lightning agency.
Okay. So at present, we have many lighting agency with SMC, and they enroll our electrical department. And Dr. Panchal is working upon this. So surely we will provide you all these details. And there are different type of lighting, different type of fixtures, different type of automation. So I will share you all these details. Please you just mail me or you come in person. We will discuss and I will give you all the details.
Sir, completed all the questions. So,
Fine.
so thank you, sir, for knowledge sharing and informative webinar. Now, I would like to request one faculty member from our department to share his view regarding today's webinar, uh, Green Building Principle Manthan. I would like to request Vipin sir to share his view.
Thank you, Darshan, for the opportunity. I hope I am audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Audible.
sir.
Thank you, Krupesh sir. It's always a pleasure to hear you, and your words are always simple. I like the PPT and the content you have covered. A lot of latest information and related information I got today. And I again thank Darshan and sir for arranging this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you for your kind words, sir. Thank you.
Professor Maulik Jariwala from Tapi Diploma Engineering College.
Yes, welcome.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Am I audible to all?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much, first of all, Darshan sir, for arranging such a good webinar from Krupesh sir. Actually, my team, my students are also working on the same project which sir has delivered today. And of course, we are getting lots of information from them day by day. So such a nice efforts from you, Darshan sir, and we always very thankful to Krupesh sir that he is always guiding us uh, and mentoring us in all the way. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your nice feedback.
I would
Thank
like
you,
to
sir.
I would like to request one of our student Prashant Chelani to share his feedback.
आवाज आ रही है मेरी?
Yes, yes, it is audible.
Yes, sir. This is very informative, and I got so much information regarding my project work. So बहुत सारे मैं ऐसे रेफरेंस लेके मैं रिसर्च कर सकता हूँ और इसके अंदर थैंक यू वेरी मच सर फॉर organizing this webinar, and thank you very much Krupesh Chauhan sir for giving such a nice presentation.
So you are always welcome, and I will share my PPT with you. And there are a lot of PPTs available, lot of research papers are available, and I have wrote round about 10 plus paper on this my research project, which is between SVNIT and MMUT Gorakhpur, because both have a different climatic condition. All the building have different orientation, so we can check the performance. And at present, we have all the building in SVNIT that we have considered in a brown project, and library building is a green project. So we have all the information, and you are invited at SVNIT with COVID-19 that is known as a protocol, with protocol. You are welcome, please. Or you send me the email, I will share you this PPT.
Any other from any other institute voluntarily want to give any feedback? So I am concluding this session, and once again on behalf of Civil Engineering Department, Dr. SNSS Gandhi Government Engineering College, and from Institution of Engineers Students Chapter, I would like to thank Krupesh Chauhan sir for delivering such an wonderful and informative session regarding the green building, and all the participants got some useful information in this particular area. So on behalf of all the participants also, I would like to thank Rupesh sir, and thanks to all the participants for your overwhelming response also to attend this webinar. So I would like to end this session, and once again thank you.
So at the end, we hope that our Surat city lies in green, because we have a different zone, and at present we love to stay in green zone. Green zone means COVID-19 free zone. Thank you all. Come forward for green work. I always support you. You plan your one-day workshop or 5 days short-term training program. I
Thank you.
will support. You are welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Goodbye.